My name's Ryan Hollis, lead mechanic at Hollis Auto Body.
Hi, I'm Alan Spear with LP Auto Parts, and we specialize in European imports.
My name is Gordon Lowe. I've been an auto technician at Star Transmission for the past 14 years.
I used to love tinkering as a kid. I used to take apart all my toys, see how they worked.
Our van broke down on a family vacation to Tobermory when I was young, and I just remember how much of a savior that tow truck driver was.
I was a big NASCAR fan growing up. I used to have dreams about being on Tony Stewart's pit crew one day.
My worst experience on the job.
The guy wanted me to milk his car.
It was this one summer, scorching hot. I hear a noise. This guy comes screeching into the garage in his Buick. He hops out of his car and he's like, "You gotta milk my car! You gotta milk my car!"
There was this time this guy came in, 6'4", built, just tatted up, and he was sobbing. He kept saying, "It's too full. You gotta milk it, please."
I said, "Okay, show me the teat." He pointed to the gas cap. I said, "No." He looked confused. He took a moment, and then, in what seemed like a guess, pointed to his own nipple. "That's not a car. I can't touch that." He was devastated.
"I know it's old, but you can still milk it, right?" And I told him to take it to a farm. But he said that he did, and that the farmers were used to cows and they couldn't catch something as fast as a car.
The gauges were fine, but his friend Sam had told him that it was looking plump and ready to spurt. Apparently he's got a pretty good read on these things, so I checked out the trunk. No milk, but just some empty cartons. The guy said when we filled them up, he was going to give them to his parents. He was a good son.
I thought maybe he had just heard some milk noise over the radio, so I turned it on to see if I could hear anything. Nothing. Just the song "Let's Get It Started." He started dancing, which was good. Then he started moaning sadly, which was bad.
When I told him I was bored and asked if I could go home, his eyes rolled back in his head and he started convulsing.
I think he forgot who I was at one point because he looks at me, gives me a wink and a nudge, and tells me, I quote, "I think it's milk time soon. Keep your eyes on my mouth." I told him it was not milk time, and then he started convulsing.
When I informed him that not only was his car devoid of any milk, but also seats, and he would have to drive standing straight up with his head out the sunroof, he started convulsing. That's how he drove in.
It was pretty scary there for a minute, but then I clocked that his head was bald. So I gave that head a little bit of a rub. He calmed right down. Then, of course, he wanted to swap email addresses, you know, in case I ever wanted to milk his car again. I tried telling him I didn't, but by that point he'd already guessed my email address and peeled out of there.
He got into his Buick, and before he left, I made him promise to never do that to a mechanic again. And then he sped off, leaning on his horn the entire time, standing straight up, head out the sunroof, yelling. And I couldn't make out what. Something about milk.
Probably a Saturn rocket.
It's always nice to see a silver one because you know they got money.
Truck.